Hello and welcome to Patrick's Models and Transport. Last night I had another look at the Kleinbahn D120 locomotive because I had noticed that even after all the cleaning, lubricating and servicing we did together, this locomotive still had a tendency to cog, so to not operate smoothly when started up at the beginning. Then it would sort of ease out and go smoother. So I had a look. I decided, let's have a look at this locomotive, let's see what's going on. During the first servicing we did, it improved greatly when I cleaned. I applied some contact spray to the axles, and then I also cleaned them using some of these paper strips. These are perfume testers, and a lot of black stuff came out. And last night I repeated the cleaning operation. The problem is that it's impossible to lubricate these axles properly, to put some technical petroleum jelly on them, because as you can see there's no holes here in the chassis, which on one side is good because you're not going to get hair and fluff getting picked up and wrapped around the axles, so that's one good thing. The other thing is that these axle boxes, which are made of this alloy, which is Zamac by the look of it, are not very high quality. Zamac are not lubricated, so they can be subject to wear, because of course the axles are steel. This is a softer metal. So after cleaning, it ran very, very smoothly. And I cleaned it. I didn't really spray it because I didn't want stuff squishing all over the place. I just used what's left in here. I steeped one of these. These are the perfume tester strips inside, and cleaned. And here you can see the resulting dirt that came off. I mean, look at I'm going to show you some of it. This is the dirt that came out. So what I think, these locomotives are lubricated in the axles in the factory, and then they're fitted. The thing is that to open these up, you'd have to use an axle puller, take them out, clean everything, refit them in a vise, gauge them correctly, and the locomotive is smooth running because with the drive gear disconnected, it runs smoothly. So after that, what did I do? I applied a spot of technical petroleum jelly here in between the wheel and the axle box, sort of posting it in there, still using a piece of perfume tester paper cut into a pointy shape to improve the lubrication and also the electrical conductivity, because we know technical petroleum jelly conducts electricity. So having done this, the locomotive is much smoother. When starting from cold, it can really crawl at very, very low speeds, and on the whole it's a much improved locomotive. I mean, it really performs exactly as we would expect from a five-pole locomotive with all-wheel pickup and a worm drive. So let's go and look at it on the layout. I'm just going to turn round and go on here. Let's keep the camera on view. It's much fresher today. It rained yesterday. Okay, let's see what way we want to go. Well, we might point it the other direction because we've got I want to pull it, boiler first, and we'll catch a train afterwards. So now we're running at 25%, a bit above 25%. You can see that it's super smooth, no cogging. Oh, it's the way into the station. Ah, even better. Look at that. Let's reverse. We're under 50, huh? Look how smooth that is. Now I'm running at 25% in reverse. I can even go lower than 25%. I can cross the points, well, on 25% without stalling. Well, yes. It has to have a little bit of momentum that points out. So now we're going to do a lap in reverse at this speed. We're between, there we are. Let's see what it does in the points. Slight slowdown, of course, but no cogging. I'm going to go and pick up a train now. Still going in reverse. I should have picked up. There we go. I think there's a bit of buffer lock here. Everything's okay, let's see. Perfect, no problem at all. Keeping it running very slowly. I'm closing these points, that way we'll just go away. It's got the train now, so I'll have to increase the speed a bit. There is the odd. Now we have the drag of the train, so we have to increase the speed. And we're going along steadily at 50 with no cogging. Let's see how it goes on these points. Nice and smooth. That's a bit. I had forgotten to close these points. That's why it was a bit. Let's go another round once more. Now that I've closed the points. Now we're on 50 speed. 50%. I'm turning up the speed a bit now. Well, near between 50 and 75. Of course, there are some drops in voltage along my track. It's not great. I should pull a line to power it up even at the other end. It's not regular, there's like hills and things, but see, it accelerates here because there's a loss of voltage here. I have to improve and you notice this when you're going at slow speed. If I turn it up to full 75, of course here it's better, we're very close to the, and now there's no cogging at all. I'm going down to 25 now, look at it, 25. We're at 25%. It's going like clockwork. stalled there because we were going really too slow. Bringing it round, and we'll do some reverse running as well. I keep filming from this point here out of laziness. I should be. Okay. I have to move over there to do the filming, but I'm a bit on the lazy side, I'm sorry. But we'll be changing the angle soon. Let's drive round, let's go round once more, pick up the train from the other end. We're at 50%, slightly under 50% now. I'm going to crawl now at 25. Let's see how slowly we can do the coupling. Okay. I'm sorry, maybe oops, I didn't couple up properly. I did some buffer lock there. Oops. Sometimes buffer lock happens. If you couple up on a bend, the hook overrides a loop. Yeah, now we're correct. Okay. All right, about 50%. There we go. Ah, it keeps losing the train. Buffer lock seems to be a common problem around here. Oh, now it's all buffer locked, the whole lot. Right, that's well coupled, that's well coupled. Let's do a lap in reverse. Let's crawl round here at 25%. That's 25%. I'm going to go in the siding now. Let's see if we can do the points. I'm turning up the speed of spot, diamond crossing. It was going too slow on a diamond crossing, but there we go. So that's much, much improved. Without any grease at all in the axle, because I put a spot of technical petroleum jelly in there just to reduce friction. And because anyway this locomotive had some kind of grease on the axles. It will be pulled in by capillary effect and also to improve the conductivity. Once I cleaned it with technical petroleum jelly, it was even more smooth running. But of course you have to also add some form of lubrication, otherwise you'll wear out the axle boxes and then you'll destroy the locomotive. But this is, now I think we can really say, let's see a shunting operation. Somebody didn't like being shunted over the diamond crossings. And somebody doesn't like having been stopped on a diamond crossing. I'm going to go shunt into the station. There's been a slight derailment, but okay, a mega derailment, sorry. Sometimes locomotives, these Kleinbahn carriages are very, very light. So anyway, here we are. And of course it still has its pocket rocket characteristics. Let's go the other way, pocket rocket. Whoops, no. How to have a train accident. Okay, let's do a half lap as a pocket rocket, even forwards running. That way. There we go. That way someone can say that it's unrealistic speed. Anyway, I can say that at this point we've completed the servicing of this locomotive. And, right. So now we can move on from only running this train. I had to test it these days, I did all these jobs. We're going to do some heavy shunting with this locomotive. I'm going to make a wee list now of what trains I want to run in this session. I still have to find the buildings. Really these days it was too hot I could hardly think. The other day we escaped to Nova Gorica, you've seen the videos, because then it was super hot at home and there was no point staying at home sweating, so we don't have AC. We're planning to put it next year because of generally this house is relatively fresh, you don't really need air conditioning, but you were sweating just sitting still because it's a really hot summer. And so the other day we just said, right, let's just go on Tuesday, let's just go out for the day and we'll be hot in the car and see something and do something, you know, not just sit in the house waiting for it to cool off, and it never did. And last night, big storm, lots of rain, much fresher. Now it's a nice tough summer day. Okay, so let's do a small crawl. 25%, look at that. Oh, wonderful. Excellent Mabuchi motor. Cheerio and see you next time.